Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna get ready to jump into episode 10 in just a couple seconds, but first I must tell you about ways you can support the show. First off, you can support the show by supporting my sponsor, Rockstar Leatherworks. Custom bands and watches, leather, handmade, high quality, great stuff. RockstarLeatherworks.com. You can find them on Facebook. You can obviously find them on my Facebook page for the show, which is facebook.com/another effing podcast. Check them out. Check out their gear. You buy something from them, you're not just going to buy one thing. You may just buy one thing the first time, but you're going to get it. And you're going to go, you know what? This shit is amazing. I love this piece that I wear every day. I need more. I'm going to go back and buy more because their stuff is that high quality, that cool, and that great. Leather bands and watches, handmade, handcrafted leather watches and bands. Great stuff. Check them out, rockstarleatherworks.com. Also, if you want to support the show, simple. Go to your PayPal. Put in the email address, TELWELL72@gmail.com, and then send some money. You know, you may think it's free to put on, but, you know, I do have expenses. I got to pay for the program every month. Got to pay for the internet. This computer wasn't free. This mic wasn't free. This stuff isn't free. But I still want to keep giving it to you for free. You don't have to. You want to support the show? That's great. Support my sponsor. Support me. TELWELL72@gmail.com is the PayPal. Hairball, my clients will be on Saturday. They will be at the New Cattle Conference in Waterloo, Iowa. That is the 15th. The 21st, Sock Center at Elmer's Event Center. 22nd at Fargo at the Venue. And then March 1st, they return to Minnesota. They return to Minneapolis at the Myth, and I believe that's an all-ages show. Also, if you're an Elvis fan and you're in Minneapolis, check out Elvis tribute artist Anthony Shore. He's British, puts on a great show, all-star band that somebody put together. I don't know who that is. They will be at Lee's Liquor Lounge for a very special Valentine's Day show. Do not miss it. He sold out last time he was there. Get there early and get yourself a place because it is a great show. You can catch me on the Monsters of Rock cruise, hosting karaoke and something else that's going to be pretty special, along with my good friend Brian Ott, doing a little gong show karaoke and something else that is going to be very cool. We will also be doing it on Cruise to the Edge, which is the Yes Cruise, and the Moody Blues Cruise also as back to back to back. I know the Monsters Cruise is sold out. I do not know about the other two. If you want to check out those other two cruises, cruisetotheedge.com and Moody's Cruise, MOODIES Cruise.com. Check those out. Very great bands on all three cruises. It's going to be a blast. Come on out. Hey, you need a vacation. You need to go on a cruise. These cruises will spoil any other cruise you've ever been on, and you will never want to go on a regular cruise again. You're going to want to return to these cruises. Check them out. Monsters of Rock Cruise, it's sold out, but still, go look. monstersofrockcruise.com. Moody Blues Cruise, Moody's Cruise, MOODIES Cruise.com, and cruisetotheedge.com. Well, folks, I think it is time. Let us get into another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of another fucking podcast. I am Izzy Presley. Hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and as always, good to be seen. Great to be back. Episode 10. Who thought it would last this long? I know a couple people didn't, but they were wrong. You're stuck with me. Yes, my roommate is on tour. My co-host, I should say. Well, he also happens to live in a room in the same house, so quote unquote, I guess you could call him my roommate, housemate. He's out on tour with Richie Ramone. Get out there and check out that show. I should probably pull up those tour dates, let you know where they are this week. Heard from him, he said it's going pretty good out there right now and can only get better. I'm hopping to richieramone.com where you can go there and buy the brand new record. Let's see, richieramone.com. Come on, load for me. There we go. The tour is called the Something in My Drink Tour 2014. That's right. Entitled is the name of the record. Let's go to the tour dates so we can tell you where they are this week and next week. So if you are listening in one of those markets, get your candy asses out to watch this show. How often do you get to see Ramone play? Not very often. Tonight, Springfield, Virginia. Tomorrow night, Philadelphia, and I know for a fact they are going to get some of those glorious, glorious cheesesteaks. I am jealous. It's the only reason I wanted to go on that tour, so I get a fucking cheesesteak from Philadelphia. Is that too much to ask? Is it? I don't think so. That's the only reason I wanted to go to Philly. Well, cheesesteak, Rocky statue, and to run the stairs. Or in my case, walk up the stairs very slowly, and get on top, and then jump around, and then walk back down the stairs a little bit faster. So tomorrow night, they are in Philadelphia, PA. Friday, Long Branch, New Jersey. Saturday, the 15th, Kenilworth, New Jersey. So we got 2 New Jersey shows this weekend. Manhattan on Sunday. New York City. Richie Ramone's return to New York City. Monday, the 17th, Providence, Rhode Island. Tuesday, the 18th, Cambridge, Massachusetts. And next Wednesday, Syracuse, New York. Get out there and check out Richie fucking Ramone. Go up, say hi to Benny. Go, oh my God, you're Benny Regan. You're on another fucking podcast. Check it out, richieramone.com. Next week, I will have a guest. I will be welcoming some, I've wanted to do this for a while. There's an organization here in Southern California, because I am coming to you from Hollywood, California. Dun, dun, dun. Organization called the SoCal Bulldog Rescue. I love bulldogs. I can't have a bulldog right now. I can't have a pet right now. We have a house cat. I don't let him in the room her in the room because she sheds and she pisses all over the place because she's like 40 years old. But I can't have a dog. I can't have a pet because I'm not around enough. I understand that. I get that. Plus, bulldogs are really fucking expensive. But this is the thing. SoCal Bulldog Rescue. I'm going to be having somebody from that organization in next week for next week's show. Lisa McTarsney will be joining me. And we're going to talk about the organization. We're going to talk about adoption. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff. And, of course, those beloved bulldogs. I'm hoping she brings one with, because I've never actually petted one. They're just so damn adorable. Because, they say they should get a dog that kind of fits you and your personality. A dog that lays around a lot, drools, snorts, farts, drools more, and sleeps a lot. That's me. That's why a bulldog is perfect for me. But I understand the fact that I am not in any position to be trying to take care of a dog when I can barely take care of myself. I think a lot of you people will agree with that. But Lisa will be joining me for the next show, and I really look forward to talking with her about the organization and everything, not only bulldogs, but pet ownership and all that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be a really fun conversation. 2 weeks from... 2 episodes from now, Michael Grant is finally going to be making his appearance. Michael Grant currently with LA Guns, also Michael Grant and the Assassins, formerly of Endeavor After. They had a song in WWE. Oh, we're going to get into that, being the wrestling geek that I am. That should be a pretty cool show also. Speaking of wrestling, this is huge. This is important. I spouted off last week about CM Punk getting up and leaving the WWE. Contract is up in, I think, June or July. And he wasn't happy with the way things were going running into WrestleMania. Him being, in my mind, the top guy in the company. Unfortunately, the registers show John Cena as the top guy in the company, but I like people that are actually good professional wrestlers. That's why I get annoyed when people like CM Punk are not in the main event at WrestleMania fighting for or defending the heavyweight championship of the world. He's gone. And up until Tuesday, I thought it was legit. Now I'm starting to lean to the fact that I think it might be a work. I don't have hardcore concrete proof, but it's a hunch. On Tuesday, I was listening to the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, and I got to pull the guy's name up because I can't remember his name. Milliken belts. Dave Milliken. Yeah, Dave Milliken. Makes all the belts for the World Wrestling Federation. I'm sorry, World Wrestling Entertainment. It's still WWF to me. It always will be, and I understand they can't do that. Made the WCW, but he's made belts for 20 years. And, he was on with Austin talking about, growing up being a wrestling fan and, watching it in Memphis and all that kind of stuff. And, talking about what goes into these belts. And you see replicas all over the place. You can buy them WWE.com, but these don't come from him. If you're a collector, you can buy a belt from him. It's probably going to take 2 years to get it, and it's going to be at least $1,000, if not more, because the time and the materials and everything that goes into making these belts. I mean, you see them when you watch the shows. These belts are fucking pristine. They're amazing. I mean, not so much anymore looking at the WWE Heavyweight Championship. He went into talking about how they don't want classic-looking belts anymore. They want more modern belts, and I totally disagree with that. It's like, you know what? You look at the old classic belts, and that's what a belt should look like. The UFC, he makes them for them. That's what a classic belt should look like, and that at least they don't have that spinning piece of shit anymore. Fucking Cracker Jack box pile of ass. Anyways, Dave and Stone Cold were talking, and he started talking about a belt he's making for the WWE right now, but he stopped and said, well, there's still kayfabe in WWE. I'm currently making a belt. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say anything. And Stone Cold stopped him and goes, yeah, son, you don't want to be talking about that. Now, I don't think Stone Cold knows what Milliken knows, because it's probably a very highly guarded secret. I think that this belt is for CM Punk. I think that CM Punk will return for WrestleMania and will end up winning something. If it's not at WrestleMania, maybe the month after. Maybe it's at SummerSlam, because I think his contract is up like right around SummerSlam time. I don't have the dates in front of me, and I'm too lazy to look them up. So that's my take. I think it's a work, and they are preparing a brand new belt for CM Punk. I think it's a work. It's a very good work. When he dropped the word, when he said that phrase, there is still kayfabe in the WWE, and I think he believed I believe he went on to say this one's big. That's what it is. There's no way in hell they are making a belt for Batista, who's been gone for 4 years, and he's not good in the ring yet. I mean, I went into that last week about how he just came in and won the Royal Rumble. That's horseshit. So that's my take. Punk's coming back. You heard it here first. It's a work. A very good one at that. Been complaining about the writing on WWE for a while, but this is good. Speaking of retirement, Derek Jeter, our good old pal Derek Jeter from the New York Yankees, announced on his Facebook page that this will be his last year. I've had the honor of covering the Yankees when they went into the Metrodome a couple times. And I tell you what, fans hate the Yankees, and as a fan, I'm not a fan of the Yankees. They go out and buy whoever they want. Yes, that has not turned into championships in the last few years because, well, that's just how it works. Sometimes you need an actual team and not just a team of all-stars to go out and win. And, teams have proved that in the past. Look at the 91 Twins. That was not a team of all-stars. Well, I mean, they had some all-star caliber players. But that was a team. They won the world championship. You see that happen. But Jeter is announced his retirement, I should say, if I can actually spit that out right. I think this beer is making me dry. Or maybe that was a shot of Jack Daniels I started off with. I got to do this show right. But I will say this. Love the 80s. Love the 80s. Yes, I love the 80s. Love the Yankees or hate the Yankees. And Derek Jeter is, outside of New York, probably one of the most hated people in baseball. Because he's good, very good, and has been for a very long time. And because he plays for the Yankees. If he played for your team, you would love him. He's not Aroyd, who coincidentally dropped his little lawsuit against Major League Baseball's Players Association. So Jeter's going to retire, and that, you know what? Dude had a long career, and I will applaud him for being a class guy off the field. Never heard him getting into bullshit. Like I said, people hate Derek Jeter because he's the face of the New York Yankees. And he's damn good. Maybe not as good anymore, but damn good. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. Hated him because Yankees hate Yankees, therefore hate Derek Jeter. But you can have respect. It's like, oh man, what do I want to equate it to? Vikings fans, remember how much we hated Brett Favre? Because he played for the Packers and he was amazing. You hated him. Yeah, he got calls, blah, 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 blah. It's part of the game. But you hated him because he was the face of the franchise that was your direct worst enemy. Hated him. Comes to the Vikings, all of a sudden, everybody in Minnesota is a Brett Favre fan. That's sports. That's the way it works. Jim Thome, another class act. I was lucky enough to interview Jim Thome a couple times. Super nice guy. Played for the Indians when the Indians were amazing and bashing. Thome killed us. We hated Jim Thome. Why? Because at the time, the Indians were the Twins' biggest rival. Because the Indians were good, and Jim Thome killed Twins pitching. Killed it. Destroyed it. But comes to the Twins at the very end of his career and does what Jim Thome does. The fans loved him. Why? Because he's a class act. Because he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. I remember I asked him directly about that. It's like, what's it like going to a team when you were a rival, you were probably the most hated guy on the team, and coming in, all the fans love you. And he's like, you know what? That's sports. That's loving your team and all that kind of stuff. Very classy. And a super nice guy. The thing I loved about Jim Thome, you're talking to him post-game, because I don't know if a lot of you knew this, but I covered the Twins, I covered the Wild, I covered the Timberwolves, and a little bit of the Vikings for a few years for Arcs Magazine and Weekly Buzz Weekly Buzz newspaper. And the thing I loved about Jim Thome, when you're in a scrum, that's what they call it, when a bunch of reporters are around one player and, asking them questions. Usually, say I ask a question to like any random player, and the player will answer the question looking at me. When the same thing's around Jim Thome, he's talking to the whole group because he understands that he's answering questions. Even though he's answering that one question to you, he's answering to the whole group. So he kind of looks around and, as he's making his answer. And hey, I applaud Jim Thome. I applaud Brett Favre. And God damn it, I applaud Derek Jeter. Thank you for the career. Mariano Rivera, too. Same thing last year. He was done last year. I tell you what, this is the thing about the Yankees. They are so pro, and they are so just straightforward winning, not fucking around in the clubhouse and all that kind of shit. Yeah, it's probably going to happen a little bit when the reporters aren't around. But when the reporters are around, it's all business. And I covered one of the games, and it was at Metrodome. And for the first time in his career, he blew a save against the Twins. It was a walk-off home run. Was it a walk-off from Kubel? No, that happened in Yankee Stadium. Hey, Roca, remember that? Remember that in 2010 when Kubel hit that walk-off grand slam in Yankee Stadium and I was sitting at that bar in Fort Lauderdale? And I was texting you and I got kicked out of the bar because I was a Twins fan and it was a Yankees bar. Well, I didn't get kicked out. They were just goofing on me, but that was fun. But I can't remember exactly how we lost the game. I think it was a walk-off home run, though. And I remember, we were in the scrum behind, after the game in the Yankees clubhouse. And I asked him, I was like, do you realize that was the first time you ever blew a save against the Twins? And professional, robot, all business. I don't think about that kind of stuff. There you go. That's the mentality that players need to have. And I think what happens when you get these teams that suck for a long time, they don't have that mentality. They have the, we're going to go out and play ball, have some fun, try to win some games. That's softball mentality. You can't have that in the major leagues. That's the one thing I will give praise to the Yankees about. It is all business. Yeah, it's baseball and baseball players, so there's going to be baseball player shenanigans going on, behind the scenes. As fans, you don't really see it. And as reporters, you don't really see it either because it happens when we're not around. I'm sure the guys that are around the team every day see it. I mean, I saw it with the Twins. I was one season, I think I missed two home games covering it. And they were good. I mean, they were good at that time. I was lucky enough to be at the last quote-unquote regular season game because it was a play-in game against the Tigers, game 163 in 2009. That was fun. I don't know. I know a very large majority of you, if you're not a sports writer or a sports journalist or anything like that, you probably won't have that experience of being in a locker room or a clubhouse when a team wins to move on to either the playoffs or something like that when the party happens. And it's an experience I will remember for the rest of my life. Getting beer poured on me as I'm interviewing, who was it? Mike Redmond. I'm talking to Mike Redmond. All of a sudden this beer pours down my back and I look. And it was Carl Pavano. He just laughs. He goes, "That was me." That kind of shit. I walked out of there looking like a drowned rat, smelling like Christian Slater. But the best part of that whole thing, and this kind of moves on to a little subject too that I'm going to touch on. Ron Coomer, moving on to cover the Cubs now. He's leaving the Twins. I heard his last thing on K-Twin tonight. Emotional. Super great guy. I love the Coom dog. Very nice guy. I see Coomer wringing out his tie into his mouth, wringing out the beer and champagne from his tie into his mouth. I'm like, that is fucking classic. Best of luck to you, Mr. Coomer. Best of luck. That's awesome. Good for you. You're going home to Chicago. Minnesota was your home for a very long time, but bless you. Saw this story out of, where's this out of? Rockville, Tennessee, or Rogersville, I should say. See Roger, I think of American Dad. Hold on, I need a swig of beer. Still working on that case of Busch Light. Well, this story is from News Channel 4 in Oklahoma City. KFOR. Get that? KFOR. K4. That's wild and wacky stuff right there. This comes February 7th, 2014. Girl dies after being forced to drink 2 liters of soda. Parents charged with murder. Oh, man. Rogersville, Tennessee. A Tennessee couple is facing first-degree murder charges for allegedly making their 5-year-old daughter drink so much water and soda. I'm going to get into that word in a little bit. I'm just going to change it right now. Pop. Drinking so much water and pop that she died. According to the Tennessean, 41-year-old Randall Lee Vaughn and 58-year-old Lavon Vaughn. Her name is Lavon Vaughn. Oh, wait. Okay, wait, hold on. Brought his daughter. Okay, so this must be Randall Lee Vaughn's daughter, Alexa Lindboom. Apparently that child was not consumed inside of that marriage. Lavon Vaughn. Really? Wouldn't you go by a different first name? Lavon Vaughn. Brought the daughter, Alexa Lindboom, to the hospital unconscious in January of 2012. She died 2 days later. 2 days later, I should say. Pardon me. The report stated 5-year-old girl died from water intoxication. She drank so much water and pop, she was poisoned and died from it. Authorities said the couple forced the girl to drink about 2 gallons of grape pop and water in a couple hours as punishment. What did she do? She must have been drinking pop when she wasn't supposed to? I don't know. Randall and Lavon are each being held on $500,000 bonds and are expected to be in court on Friday. I don't know what happened with them. I should find out. I think I got to look this up. All right, I already talked about Jeter. I can... Lavon Vaughn. All right, let's find this out. I should have actually read that story and had this ready. All right, Lavon Vaughn. Two people named Lavon Vaughn in the U.S. Okay, that's not... Was that how it's spelled? Is that how it's spelled? Why am I not finding this? Because I spelled it wrong. Ha. 5 days ago, died after being forced to. Police arrested. Charged with killing daughter 5 days ago. Oh, that is a beautiful looking couple. Oh, all right, here we go. Arraigned for the death. I'm going to have to post this picture of this couple up on the Facebook page. All right. Making her drink 2 liters of grape pop cops. All right. 25-month-long investigation. This comes from the Daily News, the New York Daily News. All the liquid caused her head to swell and herniate. Cute little girl. But, oh my God, wait till you see this man and woman. Oh, man. You're going to look at her and go, God, somebody's fucking that. Oh, really? All right, here it is. Tennessee couple faces murder charges after Randall Lee Vaughn's 5-year-old daughter died after being forced to drink 2 liters of pop in an excessive amount of water in punishment 2 years ago. Vaughn, 41, and his wife, Mary LaVaughn Vaughn. Okay, LaVaughn is her middle name. She decided to go by LaVaughn Vaughn, not Mary Vaughn. LaVaughn Vaughn. She must have thought that was cute. Must have thought that kept her young. They were arrested after 25-month long investigation found all the liquid caused little Alexa Lindboom's head to swell and herniate because of acute fluid water intoxication. So note to self, as I'm trying to drink a gallon or 2 of water a day, don't do it within 2 hours. They also failed to take care of the child once she was injured. District Attorney General Berkeley Bell told the newspaper, our position is what a matter of several hours after the child started exhibiting serious symptoms, after the child was screaming out in pain, went into paralyzed state, and became unconscious. Related, California couple stuffs girl 3 in freezer. Ooh, I'm going to have to look into that. Forced to drink 5 12-ounce servings of grape pop on January 1st after she took some of her stepmother's drink. Oh. 5 12-ounce servings of grape pop. Pronounced brain dead and died January 3rd, 2012. I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to post this right now. Obviously, this is not real time because you are listening to this via Memorex. Because I am not coming to you live, I'm coming to you via Memorex. All right. Boom. It has been posted on the Facebook page, facebook.com/another effing podcast. Let's check this out. California couple stuffed girl 3 in freezer, cops say. All right, come on. They killed their oh, my God. This also coming from the New York Daily News Online. Posted today. Wait, it's today there. Oh, Tuesday, February 4th. California mom boyfriend killed 3-year-old, hide body in freezer, suitcase before fleeing cops. Sarah Kruger and boyfriend Ryan Scott Warner have been charged in the murder of 3-year-old Kaylee Slusher. Why does this... You notice this, and in the last story also, the kid does not have the same name of either the mother or father? Because this is obviously not... What? Sarah Kruger had the daughter, but this kid's obviously named after the father, which is not Ryan Scott Warner. Oh, my God, people. Not to quote Bill Hicks, but could you quit your fucking rutting for just a few minutes until we figure out this food air deal? Oh, man. A deranged California mother killed her 3-year-old daughter last week, crammed her in a suitcase and stuffed the Tots body into a freezer before going on the run. Shocking court papers revealed on Tuesday. 23 years old, and her boyfriend, Ryan Scott Warner, is 26. This happened in Napa. They killed her last Thursday, which would have been the Thursday before the 4th. Cute little girl. Oh, Jesus. Wait till you see the mug shots of these two. Dude looks like a meth head. She looks like she's about 20 years away from looking like the gal in the previous story. Seriously, people. Seriously. Stop your rutting. Stop having your kids out of wedlock. It happens sometimes. I know it. There's mistakes that happen, but then you get a cute little girl like this and you end her life. And go on the run with your meth head looking boyfriend. He's obviously in jail, so he's not going to come get me. I hope quit your fucking rutting. Stop. Stop fucking, you idiots. We all love to get laid. It's a beautiful thing. But have some self-respect. Stop sliding out kids and then hooking up with some dude that looks like a Nazi skinhead meth head. He does look kind of like a badass. Like he's got the eye of the tiger. He's got the edge. Stop. We don't need more single moms in this country. My mom was one. She worked her ass off to give us what we had. I get that. I know that. Sometimes it happens. But really, you're in control of this. There's rubbers. There's pulling out. For God's sakes, pull out. Stick it in her pooper. She's not going to get knocked up if you stick it in her pooper. Well, unless you keep fucking and then you pull it out and some rolls in. That'll happen. Use your heads. Have a little common sense. Then we won't have to have stories like this. Single mother kills 3-year-old, hides body in freezer inside of a suitcase, and then fleeing with her meth head looking boyfriend. I really hope that he's getting charged. Oh, let's see. Kruger loved boasting about little Kaylee online, calling herself a full-time mommy. Smiley face on her Facebook profile. On Instagram, she describes herself as a proud mommy of a beautiful and smart little girl named Kaylee. She's my world. She made me a better person. Neighbors say the boyfriend moved in within the last year, and it all went downhill from there. They show a picture of Sarah with little Kaylee, and Sarah in that picture does not look like Sarah in the mugshot. Obviously, I think the boyfriend had a little something to do with this about her downhill turn. Oh, God, people. Not only be careful when you're fucking, but pay attention to who you're fucking, who you fall in love with. Because if you don't, it's the kind of shit that happens. It really is. Oh, big news. Big news. Van Halen front. This makes me fucking giddy. Been waiting for this for a long time. Well, ever since the last record came out. Blabbermouth has posted a story. I'm getting this from the Van Halen news desk. That would be vhnd.com. New Van Halen music is in the works. Now that should make a lot of people very, very happy. One of them including me. To hear another brand new Van Halen record with the one and only David Lee Roth on lead vocals makes me giddy. Especially if it is brand new music. A lot of that stuff you heard on the last record, which was very, very good. But unfortunately, you didn't get to hear it unless you went out and bought it. And a lot of you did when it first came out. I did. And I'll buy this new one when it comes out. Unfortunately, it's going to take like 18 months for it to come out. But mainstream radio again, once again, I should say, dropped the ball. You got a record that opens up at number 2 on the Billboard charts, selling, I think it was 187,000 copies or something like that. Which I know doesn't sound like a whole lot of copies. I think that's physical copies. Does not saying what it was, what it did online, or how many illegal downloads there were. But once again, mainstream radio dropped the ball. Yeah, I know the first single, Tattoo, didn't exactly sound like Van Halen. It was a takeoff of an old song, which a lot of them on that album were. A lot of their old demos from the 70s, they went back and redid for this record. And Tattoo, I can't remember the name of the song that it was originally. But, I mean, to me, it sounded like a solo David Lee Roth song, unlike the rest of the record, which sounded like a Van Halen record. I like the song. I don't think it's as strong as a lot of this other stuff on the record, like She's the Woman, which should have been the first single. That's a great track. Tattoo's a great track. But it dropped, and I was luckily one of the first jocks in the country to play it on Rockin' 101. But it dropped, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of went away. It's not the new Nickelback. Therefore, it doesn't get the airplay, which is unfortunate because it's a phenomenal record. It's a great rock record. And that's why I salute people like Eddie Trunk that had the balls to keep playing that. Keep playing stuff off that record. I did it as much as I could. I tried to get in as much of the new stuff from the bands that we grew up on as I could. I mean, I was very limited in what I could do. And that's programming. That's how radio works. I was lucky to be able to do what I did. But you can only do so much. And managers and program directors want to run the station like they want to run the station. They have every single right to do that. And I was, like I said, I was very lucky to be able to do what I did. To have, because there's a lot of stations, especially a lot of these corporate stations, where if you even change a song, you're fired. You're done. You're done. You do not go off the playlist. If it's programmed, if they don't say, yes, you have the free range, you can actually be a talented disc jockey and do the job and be entertaining and play stuff that doesn't always get played 5 times a fucking hour or 5 times a day, you're done. That's just the way radio works. That's how it is. Radio is not what it was. Radio's still fun. Radio still has its place, and radio will never go away. But the art and the entertainment of being a disc jockey are gone. Stations don't want that. They don't want somebody who can entertain as they work. They don't want somebody that can be compelling on the air. They don't want somebody that'll talk for more than 10 seconds. Or have long pauses like that one I just had. They want you to get in, say what you got to say within 6 to 10 seconds, and get right back to the music. Because the problem is, a lot of these stations, they don't listen to themselves. They listen to consultants. And consultants want to make every fucking radio station sound the same. That's why so many fucking radio stations sound the same, because I'll listen to these fucking consultants who ruin fucking radio. Well, our numbers show that your listeners don't like the gaps in the music. Well, no, they don't like the commercials. That's what they don't like. But somebody like me, if it's a station I like, I'm just going to sit through the commercials until it gets back to what I want to hear. It's just the way it goes. And there's a lot of people that do. They think that once you start talking, the radio gets changed. That people don't want to hear what you have to say. And I think that's wrong. Even if I hadn't done the job that I did, if I had never been with Rockin' 101, if I had never been on the radio, I would still want to be entertained by a jock. I still want to hear what the jocks have to say, because anybody can put on fucking music. I can put a CD in, I can, pull up my iTunes, I can listen to whatever I want to listen to. Part of listening to the radio is listening to be entertained. It's listening to pass time. It's not just about the music. The music's very important. But it's not just about that. It's about being entertained. It's about being compelling. It's about using the music and your on-air personalities to keep your listeners. That's why I still tip my hat to Imholt, man. Aaron Imholt, Rockin' 101, and KFLD in Litchfield. He's great. I know he rips on me a lot. That's fine. It's kind of the relationship that we have. That's fine. We're friends. Oh no, I broke down the fourth wall. I wish I could do what he does. What he does. And, hats off to Rockin' 101 for giving him the platform to do that every morning. Check it out at, he's on at 4? Effing early? Yeah, effing early with Aaron. 4 o'clock in the morning on 101 in St. Cloud, Minnesota. So that's Central. Dial them in some morning. If you're on the East Coast, dial them in. Get them up at 5 o'clock. Turn it on. If you're on the West Coast out here, still going to bed, dial them in. Rockin101.com. You can listen to them. 2 o'clock out here. I know a lot of you fuckers are still up. I know I usually do before I go to bed. If I'm still up at 2, yeah, I'm definitely tuning into Imholt. Props to him for doing what he does, man. And props to Rockin' 101 for letting him do it. That's all I got to say about that. But back to this Van Halen thing. Pardon me while I take another swig of Busch Light. Van Halen is putting... I can't even talk tonight. I'm sorry. Van Halen is putting together a new album, says Mark Tremonti. This was posted on the 12th. It's been pretty quiet on the Van Halen front lately, but we've now found out why. They've been working on a new record. Alter Bridge guitarist Mark Tremonti broke the news when he was telling VH1 Radio's Radio Network's Dave Basner about how new music is coming along with his solo band Tremonti, which includes Van Halen bassist Wolfgang Van Halen. That's right, I forgot about that. Mark said that with Wolfgang in the band now, he does a lot of work with Van Halen right now. They're putting together a new album. It's going to be hard to get everybody's schedules to line up. And VH1 Radio Network asked him if Wolfie tells him how the new Van Halen music is sounding. Mark says, he doesn't. He just says, yeah, it sounds great, man. It sounds great. Well, he's like, 18, 19 now? And it's probably not his place to say. After singer David Lee Roth said in an interview last summer that Van Halen had started work on their 13th studio album, the next question was whether the material would be freshly written or pulled from the band's vaults. Many of the songs from 2012's A Different Kind of Truth originated from demos going back to the group's earliest days, and Wolfie told the Pulse Radio, or the Pulse of Radio, that there's more where that came from. There's plenty of other ideas laying around and some new stuff that we have been working on too. Never know what'll happen. So, I think what we're going to get from the new Van Halen record is a combination of old stuff and brand new stuff. And I know for a long time, David Lee Roth has been saying he just wants to go sit down with Eddie and write songs. And it sounds like they are doing that. Apparently they jam all the time and they're writing, and that makes me giddy. I cannot wait for a new Van Halen record. I cannot wait. And as music fans, which I know a lot of you are, which I know a majority of you are, I'm pretty sure that there's a very small fraction of people that listen to this show that are just not music fans or not Van Halen fans at all. And that's why I love you. I don't care what you like and what you don't like. I'm just happy you're listening to me for this long, for that matter. So, yeah. Van Halen, brand new record coming out. That makes me absolutely giddy. Oh, man. I don't have much else. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm a foodie. I think we all know this. I love posting stuff about food. I love posting pictures of food. I love all kinds of food, especially meat-based. I'm not really much of a salad guy. I like to call myself a meatkin, the exact opposite of a vegan. But I'm starting to have a problem, and I blame the Food Network. I do. Not for the fact that they don't actually have cooking shows on anymore when I would be able to watch them. They have them on during the day for the housewives. And God bless the housewives for doing what you do. I think there should be more of you. And no, that's not a rip on women saying women belong in a house taking care of kids. It's a fucking job. It's a very important job. And God bless the ones that do. I think that's very important. If you can afford to do it, let me bless you. But what the Food Network is creating and taking all these chefs and getting them to create all these new dishes, and that's awesome. But there's such a fusion of flavors now. Everything is, well, this has a French influence with a twist of this, and a little bit of Japanese and this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this is what we came up with. Can we just get back to meat and fucking potatoes, please? Really? Does everything have to be so fucking complicated? Now it's like you got all these wild idea dishes, and a lot of them are very tasty. I'm not denying that. Like, for instance, this taco truck that I had. The Koji, very popular here in LA, especially with the hipsters. Go figure. And it's like a Korean. Is it Korean? It's like a fusion between like Korean and Mexican. So it was like, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it was to die for. I don't think it was go out of my way to get it. I was lucky enough that they were a few blocks away from where I was. I stopped there on the way back from work. Cost me $11 fucking for a burrito and a taco. Was it worth that much? No. Was it good? Yeah, it was good. I don't think it was like right home about good, but it was good. It wasn't, oh my God, my knees are buckling good, but it was good. $11 for a burrito and a taco. Oh, and a can of pop. Back to this pop thing. I'll get to that in a second. It was good. A calamari taco with blah, blah, blah. It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. It was edible. It went in my ab. I can go to this taco truck 2 blocks away and get 3 steak tacos, real Mexican tacos, not this sloppy Joe bullshit you get in the fucking Midwest. Those aren't tacos. That's sloppy Joes in a shell. These are real Mexican tacos. 3 tacos and a small bottle of Mexican Coke, and it cost me $5. Enough to fill me up. I know. I'm sorry, DDP. I'm sorry. I know the Coca-Cola, the pop is not on your diet. Don't come here and diamond cut me. Actually, that'd be pretty sweet if you did. $5 compared to a burrito and a taco for $11. This great fusion, and the line was fucking long as shit. That's the thing. There's so much hype about this truck. And there's so many fucking food trucks now. It's ridiculous. But yet, where I am, taco trucks everywhere. Every fucking block is a taco truck. I'm not saying they're not delicious. I'm just saying every fucking truck is a taco truck. I have to leave my area to go to a different kind of food truck. And hey, you know what? This is the thing about food trucks. This is the one good thing about food trucks. They are locally owned restaurants on wheels, pretty much. I mean, you're not the day I see a fucking McDonald's food truck, it's over. I'm losing it. Hey, Subway's right down the block. Hey, what? They're driving up towards your house. Oh yeah, it's a Subway food truck. Great. Then there can be a Subway on every fucking corner. Their food's terrible. I'm sorry. Where was I going with this? I don't even know. Oh, yeah. $5, 3 tacos, small bottle of Mexican Coke, or $11 for a burrito, a taco, and a can of Coke. The steak tacos are better. They're amazing. I want to go have some right now. I just may. No, I can't. I had some Jack Daniels. I probably shouldn't. I'll get into the pop thing another week because I'm trying to infuse my Midwestern thinking and my Midwestern ways into the people down here. I will never call pop soda. It is pop. It's a can of pop, not a can of soda. It's a can of pop. It will always be a can of pop. You go down to the South. You go down to wherever. It's all Coke. What flavor Coke would you like? Pepsi. Okay. What flavor Coke would you like? Root beer? Okay. It's all Coke. It's weird. But that's the way they are. I will teach them. By the power of this microphone and the power of my mouth. All day, every day, every night, wherever I go, it's pop. And people laugh at me. What'd you just call it? Pop. It's pop. No, it's soda. No, it's pop. Well, where does the pop come from? Soda pop. It's pop. Got it? It's pop. It will always be pop. Hot dish will be hot dish. Pop will be pop. That's it. That's all. I don't think I have anything else. I think I'm going to let you go. I've been yapping for about an hour about nothing pretty much. Where are we at? Oh, yeah. 57 minutes, 57 and a half minutes. I think that's enough for tonight. I will be back next week with the gal from the SoCal Rescue, the SoCal Bulldog Rescue. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Lisa McTarsney will be on talking about the SoCal Bulldog Rescue, and I'm going to do my best to keep it clean next week, too. Got a guest on from a very good organization. I'll keep it clean. I'll do my best. It won't be another fucking podcast. It'll be another effing podcast. And then in 2 weeks, Michael Grant from LA Guns and Ever After. And Michael Grant and the Assassins will be in. We'll talk some Monsters of Rock cruise because LA Guns will be on the Monsters of Rock cruise. And talk a whole lot of good music fun with him. So that should be awesome. I will see you all on the Monsters of Rock cruise at the end of March, the Moody Blues cruise, and the cruise to the Edge in March 14th and 15th. Going to be heading up to Vegas. If you're in Vegas, come down and say howdy. I'll be at Vamped for Y&T and then Cheap Thrill the next night. 2 very cool shows. I'll be in town for those. Stop up and say hi. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just going. So if you're in Vegas, get a hold of me. Let's have a drink. Let us drink, motherfuckers. It shall be glorious. This has been episode 10 of another fucking podcast. I am Izzy Presley. You have been my minions, and I do love you all. Wait. I can't go yet. Because, one more time, I have to tell you about my sponsors. Rockstar Leatherworks. Check them out, rockstarleatherworks.com. Get yourself a kick-ass leather band or watch. You will be more than happy to want to buy more. And, of course, if you do want to support the show, please hit up the PayPal. Email address is telwell72@gmail.com. That's telwell72@gmail.com. That is for the PayPal. If you want to email me, if you want your band to be featured on the show, Izzy at izzypresleyproductions.com. Twitter, that is Izzy_Presley. And via the Facebook page, facebook.com/another effing podcast. All right, now I am getting out of here, and I do love you all.